Hi, I'm Mike from Michael's Motor Cars, located in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and today I have a rather special Jaguar I'd like to show you. Come on over and take a look at it. This car is a 1955 Jaguar 140 XK fixed head coupe. It is the SE model, the special equipment model. We do have a Heritage Trust certificate on the car, which we of course have a photograph of that, and that goes with the car. We know that it was manufactured March 28th, 1955. It was a manual transmission car. It originally was red with a black interior. It went to Hoffman of New York, and it was dispatched in April of 1955. So I'd like to go in depth and describe this car because it is a fairly unique car. If you're looking for a concours quality numbers matching car, this is not your car. This is not a concours car. However, it is a car with a number of significant little modifications that turn it into a really fun driving car. So to begin with, we do have a replacement engine. It's a correct motor. It's a 3.4 straight Jaguar 6. The block number and the cylinder head number are matching to each other, but it is not the original motor to the car. It runs nicely, it pulls strongly, runs well. They also added an aluminum alloy radiator, which is right here. I would recommend, I have one of these cars and I think they're wonderful cars. They're very strong. They're surprisingly quick to drive. I would recommend if you're going to drive it in traffic to add an electric cooling fan. That would help quite a bit, and they usually put them right here. That would be my one recommendation. One thing I do want to point out, and we have some photos of it, but you can sort of see it here, this car received a complete rewiring harness. So all of the wiring in the car has been replaced and is relatively new. And there you can see the car was the lighter colored green. The color was changed and it was resprayed within the last 10 years. So the story on the car, a collector down in Maryland, an older fellow who has a large collection of cars and some very significant cars, loves driving old Jaguars. So he loves finding long-term ownership old Jags, and then he does work on them so they're easier for him to drive. This car, when he got it, he had the whole car repainted in the darker color. It's a very nice paint job. Again, not concours, there's a couple minor flaws, but overall it's quite nice and it presents just the way it looks in the pictures. The chrome and trim are actually excellent. Very good condition overall. There's a little bit of patina on the chrome. It's not like it was just re-chromed yesterday, but it has that nice settled in look. The wire wheels are relatively new. The chrome on them is excellent. It has a set of Retterstein tires. So what he did to the car specifically, one of the best things is on the brake system. He had disc brakes put on the front. Not only discs, but he used Willwood discs, which are essentially racing brakes. Excellent front brakes on the car. The whole system was renewed, all new hydraulics, but he added a vacuum booster. So there's a hidden vacuum booster in the braking system on the car, which dramatically changes the pedal pressure required. It works beautifully. The feel of it is excellent. It's not too soft, not too hard, but it makes it easier. So that's one thing he did that enhanced it quite a bit. When they painted the car, they did, and I'll show you this, this car needs a couple little details done to take it to the next level. We do have this trim strip that goes right here. It needs to be installed. And it may end up needing, this rubber doesn't feel old, but it's a task to put this back in. So the chrome around the windshield needs to be reinstalled. And you'll see in the interior what he did, which I'll show you. He had new leather done on the seats, and beautifully done. New leather on the door cards, but he did not replace the headliner, and the headliner shows some wear. And also the carpeting has some wear on it. You could also spruce up the interior. The wood on the doors is fine. The wood on the dash is probably original. So when you buy cars like this, they're always fun. Some people like doing bodywork and paint. Some people like mechanical. Some people like little details like this. This car needs just little details done to it. Again, the leather is beautifully done. He does use high-end shops for the works that's done on his cars. So the upholstery is nicely done, nicely padded. Door cards are beautiful. This is also, it's a 4-speed with overdrive. It does have overdrive, which works. The overdrive is right here on the dash, so that's unique. The other main thing that he did that I just love on this car is he added electric steering. So the electric steering motor is right down here on the steering column, and it is just fantastic. These cars have heavy steering, particularly at slow speeds, and it assists it kind of like the booster. It's just right there, but it's really quite nice. So the car is quite easy to drive, quite easy to park. It is not over boosted. As you're driving it down the road, you really don't even realize it's there. So it has that same, when these Jags are set up nicely, they actually track well and steer nicely. This car still retains the feel of the original Jag, the original steering and the braking, but at slower speeds, it is so much easier. So two significant improvements for the drivability of the car. And I know it's a whole discussion about originality versus improvements, but this car was built by him so that it would be a nice car to take on tours. Along the back of the car, same thing. All of the lenses and everything are fine. There's no cracks or anything. Again, the chrome is quite nice on the car, around the rear bumper overrides. It is the SE, it's got the dual exhausts. And in the trunk, kind of the same thing as the rest of the car. He had all the fabric replaced, so this is all new. This is all correct, the correct Jaguar covering. Here again you can see, I believe, the original color on the car. We have the full-size spare and the obligatory Thor hammer, which is right there. And he did start with a rust-free car, a very strong, good car, which is typical of these cars that he chose to use as regular driving cars to have fun with. He also had some Bugattis in his collection, so a serious collector. Along the right side of the car, you have the gorgeous Jaguar 120, 140 fender lines that I think are just drop-dead gorgeous on these cars. They just flow along. They lost that in the 150s. And of course, on the coupes, the fixed head coupes, this beautiful curve here of the little window, and all of the little latches are working on the car. Some of the wood trim on the inside back here could be refinished and could use some work. The main thing that would really bring this car up the next level would be some of the wood trim and a headliner, and then some rubber moldings that should be in place. Doing those things, and you would really have a fantastic car. Beautiful color combination. Of course, it's the light tan with the dark green. Here you can see this side, again, door card is new, replaced relatively recently, but all the chrome is quite nice on the car. Just little details to sharpen it up a little bit would make a difference on this car. So please ask us any questions you may have. We'll be happy to take more pictures of the car. Please watch the driving video. It drives just like a Jag 140, just like it should, but it does have the assisted brakes and the assisted steering. It's a pleasant car. It starts right up. It's happy. It has good oil pressure, and the temperature stays fine, although I do strongly recommend the electric cooling fans. I have one on my car, and it's a lifesaver in traffic. So this will be an interesting car because it's definitely, as I started, it's not numbers matching. It's not concours. That's not what it is. But it's a well sorted out, a lot of money was spent on this car to turn it into a very nice drivable car that's reliable and fun. So there it is. Ask us any questions, and thanks for taking the time and watching our video.